Good morning, guys, and welcome to Friday's FRT Gold live video. Hope you're all doing well. The weekend's just around the corner. Of course, we've got a great day's racing today, and during the weekend it is Guineas weekend from Newmarket, the first big flat meeting of the season. A couple of classic races, of course, with the 2,000 guineas on Saturday, and then the females have their go on the Sunday with the 1,000 guineas. Both races look to be absolute crackers. We will talk a little bit about the 2,000 guineas in today's video, just sort of have a look at how the market's shaping up and whether there's any anti-post value or anything like that. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that. Just a reminder, this is a live Q&A session. If you wanted to join in, if you've got any questions about any of today's tips or just any general horse racing questions, then please do feel free to ask a question. Also, if there's any personal tips you'd like, if there's some that we haven't given, then please do feel free to do that as well. So yeah, join in the live Q&A session. Also remember that if you're not watching this video live, or perhaps you haven't quite got time to ask any questions now, remember you can email joe@freeracingtips.co.uk. You can get in touch via Twitter @freeracingtips7, and then it's facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold if you wanted to join in the Facebook group. So plenty of ways to get in touch, and do not hesitate to do just that. So we'll talk a little bit about yesterday to begin with, and it was another profitable one in terms of figures, you know, but it was a little bit frustrating in the end, to be honest. We had a really good next best bet winner with odds of 11-4, and with a 3-point win that returned over 8 points in profit, so always a good day there. That horse was also in the Lucky 15, as you know, and a 7-4 shot also won the Lucky 15. That meant that returned around about £16 or so from £1 stakes, which I know is the tiniest amount of profit, but it is a little bit of profit and it's not a loss, and that does help build the bank. Of course, it could have been so much better though, because those two horses were actually, they made it 2 from 2 in terms of selections, and we had Boulder Success and the premium tip. Boulder Success, I thought, ran a fantastic race at Punchestown, was third, but only by about half a length or so, and I think if he'd have just jumped that last or second last fence fluently, I think he'd have taken that one. He's a horse that I think has a big future. I think, you know, it's tough because he's a 2-mile chaser. Does he go for the Queen of a Champion chase and challenge the likes of Sprinter Sacre inside the Grugy, or does he take a little step up and trip? Who knows, but certainly one to watch, and a fantastic season for Boulder Success. He lost nothing in defeat, I don't think, there. And then the premium tip, really frustrating. I thought this was the last horse of the day, and I thought you can't be certain in horse racing, but I thought this had just a fantastic chance. Was at 15-8 when we first tipped it the night before, and then was backed into 4-6 and should have won, no doubt about it. It was in some ways maybe not a truly run race. I mean, they were trying to quicken up the pace and slowing it right down to almost a crawl, really, and that's just the way it goes sometimes in horse racing, I'm afraid. I don't think it was the most truly run races. We had Maurice Linehan on board, who is usually very good value for his £3 claim, but perhaps a little bit of inexperience showed there. I think maybe he should have just thought, you know what, I'm not going to let this slow pace affect me at all. I think he maybe should have just let the horse run and just gone for it, but that's just an opinion of mine. I'm not saying he should have, you know, gone 30-40 lengths in front, but he was at the front on this horse, so he was controlling the pace, and I don't quite understand the tactics to really slow it down, but who knows there. That's just the way it goes, as I say, and let's hope the premium tips can return to form today. Got a really interesting day of racing today. We're going at Chepstow and Musselburgh and Lingfield on the flat this afternoon, and then is also, we're racing from Punchestown. It's day 4 of the 5-day festival from Punchestown, and then there's some good Friday night jumps action from Fontwell and Bangor tonight as well, so that should be really interesting racing taking place throughout the day. And as always, we'll take a look at the premium tip to begin with. That goes in the 7 o'clock at Fontwell today, so we'll have to wait a little bit for this one. And our tip here is She's Noble, and it's currently best priced at 15-8, and that's from 11-4 last night. Spotted some value, I think, on this horse at 11-4 last night. There has been one non-runner, but that was around about 14-1 shot, so no rule fall, so no reason to really change the betting too much. And yeah, this horse is just being well backed at the moment. So if you got that 11-4, it's looking like a very good 11-4 you got there. But if not, do get on that 15-8 as soon as possible. You can get that with Betfred right now, and yeah, I would get that on as soon as possible. This horse actually put in a really good performance to win at Plumpton at 20-1 last time out, and that was a conditional jockeys race. And for those of you that to where when you do race in a conditional jockeys race, you know, one for the amateur riders, not quite amateur riders, but the conditionals, you actually, if you win that, you actually escape a penalty. The handicapper can't do anything from you for that one. So although that was an excellent performance, this horse actually escapes a penalty, so it's not put up as the handicapper would usually. Of course, after a win, he'd have to reassess you and maybe put you up a few pounds to make it a bit tougher for you to win a race next time out, because handicaps are all about being fair, of course. And yeah, this horse actually escapes that penalty, so could just be one step ahead of the handicapper right now. Could be a shrewd move from Connections. If they saw that it was doing plenty at home, this horse, they might have thought if it goes in a conditional jockeys race, then perhaps, you know, we could get a couple of wins out of this horse. Michael Nolan was the man on board there, and he's actually now, of course, as this isn't a conditional jockeys race, he's back to just being a conditional in a professional race. So he actually takes his £3 claim off. So if you look at it, She's Noble is technically off a lower mark than when winning last time out, and it's not very often you see that. There's not much class in the race, I don't think. There's not much to go by in the way of form, and I think we could have found a really good value horse here. You might think it's a bit risky with, you know, you have got 15 runners in this race, but sometimes that does just mean you get a lot more value. You know, I think if there was 7 or 8 runners in this race, perhaps we'd be looking at a 5-4 shot, but with a few more runners, I think we've got better value. And as I say, that 11-4 last time out, or last night, seems to be really good value. And yeah, I think the premium tip can run a good race and follow up that good win at Plumpton last time out. Will suit this 2 mile 6 furlong trip. It was 2 miles 5 last time out. Don't think there'll be too many problems there. And yeah, technically racing off a slower mark. I think we've got a great chance there with the premium tip. It's She's Noble in the 7 o'clock at Fontwell, and that's at 15-8 from 11-4. Right, the next best bet of the day, we're going to have a busy 10 minutes or so, because that goes in the 6:50 at Bangor, so just 10 minutes before the premium tip. Hopefully we can hit a quick fire double like we did on, what's today's Friday, so that would have been on Wednesday. We hit a sorry, we hit a premium tip and next best bet double within sort of 10 minutes of each other. So let's hope we can do that again. This horse, we're going in 6:50 at Bangor, and it's Sudsky Star, currently at 7-4. That's Sudsky Star. This horse actually comes into this one on the back of wins at Kelso and at Hexham, so actually comes here on the back of a hat-trick, and I think should have enough quality to take this one today. As expected, has taken a rise in the weights. Unlike She's Noble, this horse, of course, has been running in handicap company and has taken a rise in the weights for his successes. But if you look at the main market rival, that's Blackwater King, and this horse is actually higher in the weights than Sudsky Star is, and I think this horse seems to be going in the right direction, seems to be a real improver, and I think looks to be a good bet today. I think, although carrying a bit of weight, it's not a massive amount. I think Brian Hughes is a superb jockey, actually, and his booking is a positive one once again. Has won over this distance before, whereas none of the other horses have. That's, of course, vital. And 11 stone 9, it's not exactly a mammoth weight, I don't think. And, yeah, I think this horse has got enough quality to come out on top and claim that hat-trick today. That's the next best bet. That's in the 6:50 at Bangor. It's Sudsky Star. Right, the little earner for today, that goes in the 3:10 at Lingfield. And our tip here is Mason Brillet, and this horse is currently best priced at 5-1. Now, unfortunately, we did manage to get 8-1 last night on this horse with some each-way value there. That each-way value has now gone, but that is due to, you know, I think there's been money for this horse, no doubt about that, but if you've got that 8-1, you can again, unfortunately, expect a bit of Rule 4 with a non-runner, around about 7-2 shot for a non-runner, and just off the top of my head, I think that might be 15p in the pound, I think, but don't hold me to that, but yeah, that's a bit unfortunate there, but I still think if you got that 8-1, you know, despite the Rule 4, you could have still just about some each-way value there. So this horse, yeah, at 5-1 from 8-1. Mason Brillet, and this horse actually won at Kempton over 1 mile and 3 furlongs last time out in what was a really hard fought performance. Actually should go well again today, I think. Does enjoy it here at Lingfield, has notched up a win over course and distance in the past. Sure to be involved come the closing stages. I think that victory last time out was a good one. It's only up a couple of pounds for that as well, so I think it's still off a winnable mark. And yeah, I think Mason Brillet can run a good race today. That's the little earner, and that's in the 3:10 at Lingfield. Mason Brillet there. Right, so the lucky 15, obviously we have got the premium tip, next best bet, and little learner in there today. As I say, you know, in a couple of weeks or so, we might have more horses for you. And if you're not on the FRT Gold Facebook page, then please do join in that, because we've just sort of started a couple of new bets, just trialing them out almost. We're trying out a couple of odds on doubles to maybe just boost the bank a little bit. And of course, you know, I've had plenty of people messaging me asking for different kinds of tips. I've been asked for a lay of the day and, you know, a big outsider that can run well and things like that. So if you're not on that Facebook page, then do join in, facebook.com/groups/FRT Gold. But if you don't want to join Facebook, or you haven't got Facebook, then please do just send me an email and request any of those bets as well. And if these odds on doubles that I'm trying are very much in a trial period at the moment, so we'll sort of give them a couple of weeks or so, have a look at some figures, and then see whether it does perhaps become a daily feature and one that we can put on the gold page and out to everyone. But I think at the moment, while it's in a trial period, we'll just see how it goes there. And that could be a good way just for a couple more horses, for some of you that do like more horses, and continue to have the premium tip and next best bet, certainly, and perhaps a little learner in the lucky 15 every so often. But we'll see there. But things seem to be working quite well at the moment. We hit some form over the last couple of days, a couple of profitable days, and let's hope we have a third profitable day in a row today. So Mason Brillet is our first lucky 15 horse. As you know, that's in the 310 at Lingfield. Suzuki Stars in there at the 650 at Bangor, and She's Noble in the 7 o'clock at Fontwell. The one extra horse is Powerful Presence, and that's in the 405 at Musselburgh, and this horse is currently being offered at was at 11 to 4, is now best priced at 2 to 1, so bags of money coming for this horse as well. Means your potential returns from £1 stakes, it was around about £650 or so with all the horses at their best price. Now with quite a bit of money coming for all of them, I would imagine it's going to be around about the £400 mark or so. It can make a big difference there. So if perhaps you want another horse to boost your lucky 15, then please do just send me a message or something like that. Or, you know, maybe you could even include one of your own selections perhaps, and make it a lucky 31 or something like that. But I still think you're looking at some very good returns if all four of them come in, even if you haven't got the best value. So that's all the tips for today. As I say, if there's any races we haven't gone through or aren't about to go through that you'd like to take a look at, then feel free to email or Facebook or message me, anything like that. We'll take a little look at what's happening at Punchestown today, and it's actually the Champion Hurdle at 5:30. But what's a disappointment for me is just seeing 3 runners in this race. You know, it's a race where there's plenty of value, and I think it has taken something away from it, because, you know, it might not be the truest of run races. I don't think it's going to be a big tactical battle. When looking at the odds, you've got Cheltenham Festival Champion Hurdle winner Jesky at 10 to 11, Irish legend Punchestown's main man, absolute legend of a horse, Hurricane Fly at 6 to 5, and then it's Stars to Freedom is in there, I think, just to make up the numbers, at 50 to 1. As I say, this is going to be a really tactical battle, actually, and I think if Jesky doesn't settle, which has been something he's been known not to do in the past, I think that could really be a problem with this horse. I think the experience and his just sheer know-how here of Hurricane Fly could suit him well here. I'm not saying he's the best horse in the race, because I think maybe Jesky might just be a little bit better than him, because, you know, Hurricane Fly is not getting any younger. But I think a tactical battle here around Punchestown is something that Hurricane Fly has done many a time. Jesky hasn't had that kind of race before. I'd be on the Fly at a better price at 6 to 5. I'm not having Jesky at 10 to 11. I'm not brave enough to lay him, I'll be honest there, but I'll be backing Hurricane Fly, I think, at 6 to 5 in that one. Also, the other race today, in many ways, we've got some really good races at Punchestown today, but the 2 main ones, this Champion Hurdle and then another Novice Hurdle at 6:05, we've got Vitor in this one, and he's probably scared off a few rivals as well. This horse being offered at 2 to 5, got a big reputation or big boots to fill in many ways, for Faheen racing so well on the opening day of the festival. Can Vitor go quite as well? Can he put in as good a performance? But at 2 to 5, he's another horse I'm not having, I'm afraid. Was apparently, I think Willie Mullins said he failed a late fitness test to run on Tuesday, and although, you know, Mullins wouldn't risk one of his stable stars for Punchestown, I don't think, you know, I think that's too short for me at 2 to 5. We'll probably romp home, but although you're only getting 2 places, I think there might be some each way value on Lac Fontana at 9-1. He's done nothing wrong. That could be some decent value in this race, but it's probably one I'm going to stay away from a betting point of view. Would like to see Vitor run well, because I think you know, we want to see these stable stars running really, really well, and it's exciting for National Hunt Racing and for next season if they do just that. So they're the races from Punchestown I want to focus on today. Almost a little bit disappointing, but should see some excellent action. I'm sure many of you will love to see Hurricane Fly come out on top. Will it be his last race? Who knows? Just a quick mention to that, of course, Quevega retired after her brave second place finish yesterday. Perhaps Ruby Walsh just waited a little bit too late before asking Quevega to go. She was staying on strongly, but what a horse she's been. You know, I don't think we'll see a mare of her type. You know, Addie Power might be a star mare, but is she going to win as many races and as many times at the Cheltenham Festival as Quevega? She'll do very, very well to do that. So yeah, I hope Quevega has a great retirement, and it's a bit of a sort of a change in guard for National Hunt Racing in many ways. If you think about the horses we've had retired this year now, it's Quevega has retired, Tidal Bay was of course retired, Big Bucks, Sizing Europe, possibly Hurricane Fly, who knows. There's certainly a new guard with the likes of Forheen, Vitor, Jeski, horses like that, the new one, horses such as that, you know, really showing that they are the sort of the new exciting horses of National Hunt Racing. But what servants those horses have been, you know, the likes of Tidal Bay, Quevega, Big Bucks, Sizing Europe, possibly Hurricane Fly, who knows. But yeah, a bit of a change in times for National Hunt Racing, which it is. There's nothing wrong with seeing that, but it's a shame to see so many of these legends retiring, because they provided us with so many great memories. So finally today, just going to have a quick talk about the 2000 Guineas. Of course, tomorrow it's the biggest race of the year so far, no doubt about that. It's going to be an absolute cracker. Looks like being one of the best 2000 Guineas for a few years now. The 7-4 about Kingman looks really, really promising to me, actually. I'm not worried that this horse is on a bit of a drift at the moment. I think money came for him after that run at Newbury, where he couldn't have been more impressive. It was just impossible for him to be more impressive. You know, gave me goosebumps looking at Kingman that day. I thought he was outstanding, and is the most exciting flat horse in training at the moment. That's my opinion. I think the money he was smashed into after that, and then was in at 11-10 or something like that. And I think people thought, you know what, anti-post, that's too short. And I just think the money has been easing off a little bit. And as I say, 7-4, that would be my bet right now, to be honest. But I think I'll probably wait until those final declarations have been made, as I said. Also, I've got Australia at 10-3. No doubt that horse is a big danger. Toolmore is at 8-1. Really, really good value there. And I also think at a big price, in the each way market, I think Outstrip can run well at 25-1, but we'll see on that. I have actually done a preview on the 2000 Guineas. If you head to freeracingtips.co.uk/big-races, you'll see there the 2000 Guineas and another race from Newmarket, and the 1000 Guineas and a couple of others will go up a bit later today. So you can see all my thoughts on the 2000 Guineas there. I think I did go for Kingman and Outstrip in that in the anti-post market. So, you know, please do feel free to have a bet if you want to on that one and take my advice. But yeah, even if you don't want to take the betting advice, you can sort of just see, you can see what those anti-post previews are for you to just digest all the information and take from it what you will. But I think they're quite a good way just to digest a race and see what sort of form horses are in and things like that, and maybe you don't have to do quite as much research on that. So that's just about it for today's video. Been a bit of a long one actually, which is good. Plenty to talk about. Got a great day coming up today. Let's hope that Punchestown provides plenty of thrills again, and a better day for the punters, because the bookies were absolutely laughing yesterday. Would love to see Hurricane Fly come out on top, but mainly let's hope the premium tip, next best bet, Little Earner, Lucky 15 do the business. Thanks for watching today. As I say, any questions, feel free to get in touch with those. But should be a video tomorrow morning as well, probably a bit earlier, but I'll let you all know on that. Thanks for watching, and bye.